So we have to have a discussion about Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 DLC Pack 13 or Legendary Pack 2 DLC for Xenoverse 2. And this discussion has to do with criticism, because I think that we have crossed the line of criticism into whining and complaining. And trust me, there's not just one person doing it. And I want to preface this by saying that I have no problem with criticisms of anything. I think criticism is healthy. You know me, you know my history. I've criticized other YouTubers, I've criticized Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 itself, I criticized Bandai Namco. I have a history of criticism, but this community over this particular DLC pack has crossed the line of criticism into blatant crybabyism. But one person in particular that I can call out, trust me, this person isn't the only person that does this, is Phantom Elisa or King Phantom or whatever he's calling himself. But I think he's been one of the more vocal people who have gone from criticizing Xenoverse 2 into being a blatant crybaby over this DLC pack. And trust me, he is not the only person that does it. You got your usual suspects and Super Saiyan Cabby and all the others. But again, there is nothing wrong. I'm not saying that you cannot criticize the product. But when I hear stuff like Xenoverse 2 sucks now, this DLC pack sucks now, it doesn't have the character I want to have, it sucks, we're tired of reskins. Ugh. When I hear that, but day after day, or whenever there's a scan out, you right up front, the first person to try to milk it, that's when I have a problem with it. Like, if you don't like this game that damn much, why are you still here? You're not criticizing it. You're here to milk it for views, but you don't like the game because of this DLC. This DLC pack is why you turned on the game, because you didn't get the other character you thought you were entitled to get. So, of course, everyone knows we're getting full power Jiren, we're getting base form Gogeta, and apparently base form Gogeta, and I don't want to hear, well, nobody asked for him. Yes, people did. Do not tell that bull crap lie. Now, if they came out with base form Gogeta from the Janemba movie, then you would have an argument. But everyone's always wondered what base form Gogeta would be like. And ever since that Broly movie, yes, people have wanted him. People want the Super Saiyan form. People were complaining that we weren't getting base form Super Saiyan God, even though he did not show Super Saiyan God, and then Super Saiyan Blue. People were complaining that we didn't get the previous forms before Super Saiyan Blue. So nobody needs to say that nobody wanted base form Gogeta. Not only that, I can see if he was coming in with the exact same moves. But it seems and it appears like he's bringing in mostly a new moveset. We haven't seen his combos yet. He's probably bringing in new combos too. You don't know it. You can't say that he's got the same old combos. But we know for a certain fact he's bringing in a new ult, a new super attack. He's probably bringing in new super souls. And you want to complain about that character. He's bringing in new assets. And Phantom Elisa even went as far to say in his own video he doesn't even care about the characters. He just wants to slap the moves on his character. Then why are you complaining about the new content? Because apparently, by your own account, the characters don't even matter to you. Now, personally, they matter to me, and I know they matter to the community, because if they're a broken character on the level of Hit or Super Saiyan Full Power Broly, yeah, you're going to use them. You're not going to just use them for their moves. If they have great confirms into their stamina breaks, if they have broken grab ranges, if they have some kind of weirdness that Hit has with his Ki Blast cancels and stuff, yeah, you're going to use that character. If they're easy and if they're meta, you are going to use that character. Now, I will say with the last DLC pack, that was the flavor of the month with Topo and Pycon, everyone's beloved Topo, they quit using him. As soon as people learn how his Ki Blast shield actually works, and how to get around it, and how easy it was to get around it, oh, the exploit is going, now nobody wants to use Topo. That's how easy this community is. If the character is not obligatorily broken, you just don't want to use them. So why are you griping about the characters? It's not like you're going to use them. I mean, Kefla's in the game. Nobody uses her. Jiren is in the game. Nobody uses him. Now, full power Jiren, I hope he's like hit levels of broken, because as strong as the character was represented in the anime and the manga, I feel like that he's entitled to somewhat be that strong. Like, I want him to be that strong. I want to see Jiren in half my matches. That's personally me. But all these other characters, I haven't seen Gogeta Blue. Why? Because people figured out how to destroy Gogeta Blue. You don't see Majin Buu Gohan, and everyone griped until they got him in the game. But as soon as he wasn't an obligatorily broken character, you know, nobody uses him. And when they do use him, they try to do the little grab spam, and then people figured out how to get around that with, you know, easily with a key blast. Now nobody wants to use, you know, Super Buu Gohan. So my main point being is, I don't get why you're worrying about the character when, again, most of you have admitted you just want the moves and you're not going to use the character. So if the characters are bringing in new moves, why are you complaining? I can see if they were bringing in no new moves and it was just like an outfit or something, but they're bringing in new assets into the game. So why are you whining? I mean, if he's broken, I know everyone's going to play base Gogeta. I know everyone's going to play full power Jiren if he is busted. And knowing how this game, knowing how Dimps tends to develop characters, if you're a Goku variant, or if you're a fusion, or if you're like the main big bad of an arc, the main antagonist of an arc, of course they're going to be busted. Now, Jiren the first time around wasn't busted. Like, he's strong, he has a crap ton of health. It was some kind of weirdness with his grab, because that's mainly what people were doing with him, was trying to grab spam with him, and that was pretty much it. That was his gimmick. That's just like the infinite grab spam, but he wasn't as busted as Broly. So we got to wait to see what's going to be with this new Jiren. Is he going to have some kind of XY cancels or XX cancels? Is he going to have busted key blast cancels like head? Like, I'm waiting to see the full extent of Jiren, and I'm pretty confident that Gogeta is going to be busted. And I want them to be strong. I'm tired of seeing the same characters online. I love to see, and yes, Gogeta, the character, the name Gogeta might not be a new character in the game, but base form Gogeta is. And I'm okay with him being in the game. I'm okay with Jiren finally being a completed character. Now, who else? Especially when they compare these characters to people like Bergamo and Dispo. Get the hell out of here. I don't care what you have to say. If you were complaining that you wanted Bergamo and Dispo in the game over Gogeta and Jiren, you have confirmed your lack of intelligence to me. What new moves were Bergamo gonna, bring into the game? What new moves were Bergamo and Dispo actually gonna bring into the game? Dispo is just a birder ripoff. He's a birder ripoff with a Pride Trooper uniform on, and he looks like Beerus and Champa. What were you gonna do with this character? Nothing. Unless he was broken, like if he was like Rage and Blast 2 birder with the way that he was throwing out hits, maybe, I don't know. Maybe people may have used him. No, he's not gonna bring in new moves, because you cannot name any moves that would have been in his moveset. He would have had the same mock punch, mock kick, maybe a generic speed move that they would have made up on point for him, and maybe one new ultimate. With Bergamo, it gets even worse, because I don't know any unique stuff that he did. I don't want to hear people, well, he turned giant. You know they're not going to put that in the game. You know this. You know this. Quit wasting people's time. You know Bergamo was not going to turn giant in this game. You know the best possible thing you could have wished for was a Bergamo Super Soul that maybe increased your attack and defense the lower your health got. That's the best that they could have done for Bergamo, since he absorbed attacks and became stronger or bigger as time went on. And that was it. And then he would have had just generic combos. That's all. You cannot name me one signature move besides Trio the Danger Beam, and you know they're not going to do where Lavender and Base will come in for that attack. You know that's not coming in. So why are you complaining? You can't name One single move, one unique move between the two of them that would have been represented in Xenoverse 2. So you just whining to whine, you just crying to cry, you just griping to gripe. Again, I'm all down for it with its actual critique and criticism of Xenoverse 2. And I have criticisms I'm going to make in future videos. Actual constructive critiques and criticisms. But all this griping and complaining needs to stop. Y'all feel funny if they said, okay, we not going to do no more content for Xenoverse 2. And you're not getting a Xenoverse 3. Because for what they're doing, from how they're releasing the DLC, what that tells me is that they don't have any new prospects for a Xenoverse 3. Like, maybe the combat system has been pushed to the extreme. Maybe they already know, because people are going to say, well, they still don't have key blast struggles, key wave struggles, beam struggles. Hey, you already know what's going to happen if they were to ever introduce that into the game. Number one, who's going to throw a blast at you just for that to be done in an online match? Who's going to actually, when they see you throw a Kamehameha, who's going to actually throw one at you to do that beam struggle? After that, who's to say that that person doesn't have a turbo controller or something to cheat with? Because if you're getting beat with it all the time, you're going to say, okay, this person has a turbo controller, so there's no point in doing it, so I avoid it. You know that's what's going to happen. That's what happened in past Dragon Ball games that had that feature, that had online. So there's no point to it. There's no combat system advances that they can actually make. It's done. Unless they go to Rage and Blast 2 and they do the follow-up system, they use the cancel system from that game, it's nothing they can do. I'm just tired of the complaining and the whining, because then when people actually want to make critiques and criticisms, they get largely ignored, because, you know, you look at the company and you look at it from their perspective, you look at the situation from their perspective, it's like, okay, here goes another whining and complaining video. We've already seen thousands, if not millions of those. Let's ignore them altogether. You're basically blocking constructive criticism from reaching the eyes and ears of the developers when you just whine about the same stuff. Stop it. Get some help.